Hey there everyone, Redneck Brian here. Okay, first I'd like to start off by saying I paid $200 for the Craftsman GT6000. A few people were correct. Thank you for guessing. Yeah, I paid $200 and in my opinion I got a really good deal on it. This engine alone is probably worth what I paid, if not more. So I'm pretty happy with what I paid for this tractor. Currently I have into it $260. So I had to pay the guy to bring it home for me, my neighbor, and I had to put some fuel lines in it. But that's not what this video is about. What this video is about, I'm having one minor electrical problem and I'm having an idle problem with the engine. The electrical problem is key switch is not working. It's intermittently starting the engine, but other times it won't start the engine. So I had to get a little wire and basically just touch it to the positive and it fires right up, obviously with the key on. The other problem I'm having is an idle issue. It will idle, but as soon as you go above idle, it wants to rev right out. I know it's not a governor issue. I think what it is this little spring right here. There's a little spring right under there, get it in focus, and I believe I have that in the wrong position. So I'm going to get working on this, and I'm going to be keeping the key ignition. I'm probably going to do my typical Redneck Brian key ignition on this. As you can see, I actually got a knockout right there where that little arrow is. I'm going to probably put my kill switch right in there and do my typical ignition like I have on the Roper and the Red Rocket. So anyways, that's what I'm going to work on. And no, I don't personally like push button starts. I like sticking with a key. I feel it's safer having a key. Also, I like having a few of the safety features intact on the tractor still. So that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people like doing the push button start. They call it the fearless front wiring harness. Just that's not me. I just personally don't like doing them. A few people are asking me that before. Why don't I just do the push button starts? That's why. I know it's a little bit more difficult to do it my way, but these are not that hard to wire. It's really only 3 wires that you got to work with: a ground, a start, and a positive. So it's not that hard. I've been wiring tractors since I first figured it out when I was about 12. I asked the lawnmower shop once, "Oh, do you have a wiring diagram?" And they said no. And they're quite rude at the shop anyways. So I just got home. I had a small tester and I just tested the wires and figured out what did what. And I burned out a couple solenoids in the process, but not a huge deal. You live, you learn, and now I know pretty much how to do it. I got a really good test light now, and it's not that hard to do. So anyways, I'm going to get back to work on this. Hopefully I can get to start and run correctly. And I have another plan for this in the future. I'm thinking about sticking a diesel in here. Small 1-cylinder diesel, probably, I think they're like a 12 or 14 horse. I know it's a little bit down from what this tractor originally has, but it will have a lot more torque, and a diesel lawn tractor like this I think would be cool. And it is doable. Do similar to what Pug did on his one Honda. That's basically what this engine is, similar to what that tractor would originally had. So it has the dual takeoffs on the flywheel and on the bottom of the crankshaft. But with the diesel, I think you can only use either or. So I may end up, if I do it, I may lose my front PTO, but I don't know yet. So another thing I'm thinking about doing with this is making it a bit faster, but I want to keep the stock belt. So what I'll do is I'll reduce the back pulley by 2 inches and I'll increase the front pulley by 2 inches, and I should be able to keep my stock belt. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I heard, I was watching a video on these tractors. It's like a 99-inch belt on these tractors, so it's a pretty huge belt, and this one's in pretty good shape, so I'd like to keep it if I can, but I like to up the top speed a bit. So I'm gonna get back to work, and stay tuned. Hey there, I'm back. I first started this video on Monday. Now it's Tuesday, and I'm still having issues with getting this tractor to run correctly. I'm going to actually attempt to tune it with the intake on, so I'm going to see if I can get it to run a little bit better. And I actually found a different carburetor. I used to have another old Kohler engine many years ago, and and I kept the carburetor. Actually, this is an extra carburetor that came with the tractor and the engine, but this one's good. I know this is a good one. I just looked in the float bowl, there's no rust. So worst comes to worst, this carburetor will most likely be going on there. There's a couple differences with this top bolt right here. This came off of a horizontal shaft Kohler that was on a white tractor that I had many years ago. But this carburetor is still good as far as I know. So I did check it. The bores seem to be the same, and the only difference is mine does not have this top bolt right here. It just has these side two. But as long as this surface here all lines up, it's fine. So if worst comes to worst, that carburetor will most likely be going on. There's a lot of play in the throttle shaft on this one, so I might be able to make put two into one. As you can see, it's quite a bit windier out today than it was in the previous part of this video. We're actually supposed to get a snowstorm again. Yeah, another snowstorm. I don't know if it's going to be anything like the blizzard we had just got, but I believe it's the tail end of the storm that's hitting Texas right now. Or it hit Texas over the weekend. So it's coming this way. So I'm going to get back to work and wish me luck. Okay, good news, bad news situation. Good news is I got it running with that carburetor. They were identical. Bad news. Two things are bad news. I need a gasket kit. I need this gasket, and there's a gasket that goes between the main part of the carburetor and the intake. So, we'll go around to the other side. The other bad news. I need to replace the throttle lever. This one sticks up way too high, and I also got to replace the choke lever, choke butterfly and lever. Luckily, the other carburetor, I was able to get the parts off of it. I already pulled out the arm for the throttle, and I got to still pull out the one for the choke. But good news is this one will work. And also, if anyone knows where the model number is on these engines, I've looked around the engine, I cannot find it. I am missing a plate right here though, so I'm thinking it might have been on there. Other than that, I don't see where it could be. But this is the Weber carburetor, and I went on eBay last night. Actually, I found the gaskets on eBay. You'd think with parts suppliers, you could say, oh, you got a Weber carburetor on a Kohler Magnum. They'll be able to figure it out, because these carburetors have not changed very much over the years when I looked them up. So, but the parts supplier I called, they're pretty stupid there. If I would have called my other guy, he probably would have been able to get it, but he's 45 minutes away. So, and this one other place is just down the road. So I'm going to go on eBay most likely and get it off them, get it off there, and hopefully by next week I'll have all the parts. So look, unfortunately on Thursday when I gotta go to work and get my newspapers, I'm going to be driving old dependable Roper, which was running yesterday. It's got to put some gas in it. So I siphoned most of it out for this here, and then I had this one filled up. So I want to pull that out tomorrow. Even though we're supposed to get a snowstorm tomorrow, I'll still come out here and I'll pull out the Roper, and I'll drive old dependable Roper. So that's pretty much it for today and from the video from yesterday. So I hope everyone has a good day. If you do get the snowstorm where you are, stay safe, and I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.